Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got in a weapon light laser combo. This is coming from EZshoot. It's got pretty decent output at 800 lumens. It has a sliding rail system and it is very affordable. So stick around if you want to learn about it. I'll do a real quick unboxing, go over all the features and specifications, go over the user interface, try to give you guys some beam shots. We'll get out to the range, do a little bit of testing with it, and then give some thoughts on it. So this comes in a cardboard box. Looks like we're going to be USB rechargeable, lightweight, and then again it does have this adjustable rail mount. But let's see what all is included, how it's packaged here. So it looks like we're going to have a manual. Looks like additional rail key and some tools. Light itself, and then a charging cable, type A to type C. Quickly show you this manual, just in case there's anything that I leave out in the video, or in case you buy this light laser and lose your manual, you can come back to this video for reference. It does look like they have a 1-year warranty on it. So here is this light laser. The actual model is the SW08. The majority of this is made out of, I think it says fiber reinforced polymer. The bezel here is some type of metal. The charging port is like a rubber, and then the buttons feel like a rubber texture to them. Then up here is going to be our sliding rail system. It has a Glock key installed right now. If we're going to adjust our laser, it's going to be left, right adjustments here, up, down adjustments here. As far as dimensions, we're looking at about 2.4 inches in total length. Our height on it is about 1.4, and the width is 1.1 inches. As far as mounting, it does say that this is not for subcompacts. As far as weight, we're looking at 2.5 ounces. That does have that built-in lithium polymer battery. I think if it's fully dead, it takes about an hour and a half to charge, and it gives you somewhere between 60 and 75 minutes of runtime, depending on if you're using light and laser together, or just laser, or just light. I looked through the Amazon listing and the manual, and I could not find a waterproof rating, so unfortunately I can't tell you guys what that is. So the user interface on this combo is pretty simple, which is obviously what you want with any type of weapon light. But the switch for the light is going to be on the left side. The switch for the laser is going to be on the right side. You can have momentary for either thing. You can have constant on for either thing. You can have it where it's just light only, laser only, or a combo of the two. You can also have a strobe. So if you want to turn just the light on, again, a single press, that's 800 lumens, which is actually pretty decent for a weapon light. And it's supposed to throw about 160 meters. And to shut that off, just a single press. You can have momentary with that just by pressing, holding, and then when you're ready for the light to go off, you just release. I'll also show you the strobe. So if you're sensitive to flashing lights, you can look away for the next minute, but it's just 2 kind of fast clicks. Get you into that, and then just a single click turns it off. Laser, you can also have momentary, press, hold, release, or constant. Pretty simple on that. And like I said, you can have a combo. The camera might have a hard time picking this up, but you can turn the light on with the laser, and it is right there right now. I think you can kind of see it moving around a little bit. And I'll show you the strobe one more time here, because you can have the strobe with the laser as well. We'll get into mounting it next. It already has a Glock rail key installed, and then they also include a 1913. And even though the description says it's a sliding rail key, it's more like a multi-position rail key, because you can't actually slide this, because this screw right here runs through the middle of it. So you have to take the screw completely out, then you can put this in the different positions along here. But like the position that it came in from the factory, There's a little bit too much gap right here, so I'm going to try to adjust on this and bring this back a little further toward the trigger guard. And now you can see with that screw pulled out that basically you can take this and position it anywhere along here. And there I moved the key a little bit forward, which brought the entire weapon light back. And as you can see now, it's right up against the trigger guard. You can easily reach all the controls on here. So I swapped out the rail key for the 1913, and we'll see if it'll fit on some guns with really short rails. So I know it says that it's not designed for subcompacts. This G3C, the rail on this is just barely over an inch, but we'll see if it'll fit here. And yes, it does fit on there. So your mileage may vary, but again, just barely over an inch of clearance there, and that fits no problem at all. And there it is on a TX22 compact, which again has a very short rail. Mounts up here great, rock solid. So like I mentioned earlier, this does have a charging port on the bottom side. I've had other weapon lights that have it back here by the trigger guard area, and I've had some that's up here on the top side, which means you got to remove your light every time. So you don't want to get your laser zeroed in and then have to remove this from your gun, because then you'd have to re-zero it every time. So it is nice being down here on the bottom side. So we should be able to plug in. We're going to have a red light when it's charging, and then that turns green when it's finished. All right, let's see what this EZshoot looks like here in the dark. For these beam shots, I have removed it from any weapons, and I'm just holding it in my hand here, as you can see. But this is the flashlight on it. Really nice center hot spot. Really good spill over here as well. Shut it back off. Do the momentary. Let's check out the strobe. So if you're sensitive to that, you can look away, but 2 clicks. That is your pattern for the strobe. And let's see what that laser looks like. That is extremely bright. That looks like a clothesline. I know the camera doesn't pick up on that really well. It only shows the dot on the wall over there, but from where I'm holding it to the wall, it's one continuous line. All right, outside with the EZshoot, there's a row of trees that's about 20 or 25 feet away from me right now. Let's see what it looks like from this distance. All right, I've moved back to about 60 to 70 feet or so. See what it looks like here. So there's actually a tree that's way back there. That's actually a little over 100 yards away, and I can actually make that out pretty well. Let's try to look up into some of these trees. This is pretty decent output for a weapon light. All right, guys, out at the range this morning with that EZshoot. I'm gonna get that laser sighted in and then probably put 50 to 100 rounds through it. Make sure that the laser holds 0, and then make sure that there aren't any issues with the light flickering or shutting off. So I'm going to do about 5 shots, just this basically right out of the box, and then we'll see how much I need to adjust things. So we're just a little high and left. Well, I didn't have any problems at all at the range. The light did not flicker, it did not shut off. Once I got the laser zeroed in, it stayed sighted in. The mount seemed very secure. I ended up doing 100 rounds total, so I obviously had to reload my magazines multiple times, and I left the light on the entire time during that, and I really never noticed any type of like step down, like to a lower output, and the body really never got that hot or anything. But at the end of the day, what do I think about this little light laser? And would I recommend it? So let's talk about some of the positives of this little light laser. First thing I'll say is the output of the flashlight itself. It is excellent. This little thing outperforms some of my other like $100+ weapon lights. This thing has excellent throw, which is what you want with a weapon light, but also very good spill. Next positive I'll say is because it's so lightweight, you have very little muzzle drop. Everybody knows about muzzle rise. You know, imagine this is mounted to your pistol, and every shot that you take, your muzzle comes up like this and then back down. If you have a heavy weapon light, when you come up and back down, you actually go back down the other way, and then you have to bring it back up here on every shot. And I didn't notice any of that with this. I like that you can have light only, laser only, or a combo of both of them on. I like that the charging port is easy to get to, and you don't have to remove the light from the weapon to charge it. And the final pro I'll say about these is that they are super affordable. Most weapon lights that have a light and a laser are going to be 5 times that price. If you get something from Streamlight, it's going to be 10 times that price. Alright, now let's talk about some of the cons or potential negatives. The first thing I'll say is because the light switch is on one side and the laser switch is on the other side, this is something that you really kind of have to train with. You don't want to be in a stressful situation and go to hit the light, but you hit the wrong button. So the second potential negative is because this is made out of plastic, I don't know how durable it is, especially if this were to be dropped, while it was attached to your gun. Let's just say it's from a shoulder distance to concrete. It does seem like it's well made, so I can't say for sure. I didn't do any of that type of, aggressive testing with it. The next small negative for me is this charging port cover is super flimsy and it pops out all the time. Next thing to mention is that this does have an internal battery. So let's say that you're using it and it dies on you. Well, you got to plug it in and wait an hour and a half. You can't just pop open a cover, put in 2 fresh batteries and keep going. And kind of speaking of that, there is not any type of like low battery indicator anywhere. That's only a charging indicator that's down there. A lot of weapon lights, when you turn them on, there'll be a little like green light over here that lets you know that you're good. Or if it's red, it means you're kind of getting low and should charge. And this doesn't have anything like that. I also haven't had this long enough to know what the parasitic drain is on it. Let's say I attach this to my gun, I put it in my safe. Well, that battery doesn't hold its charge forever. I don't know if it's a month, 6 months, a year. What I do with my home defense guns is pretty much like on the first of the month, I charge up those things and I just get in a habit of doing it. And the last thing I'll mention, if this were to go on like a carry pistol, I don't know what your holster compatibility would be. I'm sure that there's things out there that fit it. I just don't know what they are. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to recommend something from Streamlight, Surefire, even Olight. But I'm also going to recommend having some type of light on your home defense pistol. And if you can't afford those other brands, this might be an option for you. So I will leave this Amazon link in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on this light laser, if you want to read some of the reviews, or if you want to pick one up. And besides the green laser, they do have it available with a blue laser and a red laser as well. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.